This episode of Dungeons and Dorkheads is brought to you by Green Man Gaming. Head down to the link below to get some fantastic deals on video games and shop with confidence, knowing that every game on this site comes directly from publishers and you get a fantastic deal in the process. Not only that, this video is also brought to you by XSplit. Head down to the other link down there and get in on the fantastic family of products that XSplit has to offer, including XSplit Broadcaster, which is a fantastic program for live streaming, video recording, and even making this video that you're watching right now. Head down to the link below. And let's not forget, this show wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for the great people making Foundry Virtual Tabletop. Head down to the link below. Foundry Virtual Tabletop is perfect for all of your virtual tabletop needs. It's very easy to set up, very easy to mod, very easy to get all of your game systems working, including D&D 1st Edition, D&D 5th Edition, Pathfinder, Fallout Pen and Paper, even Bunkers and Badasses. Head down to the link below and try out Foundry Virtual Tabletop absolutely free. And last but certainly not least, we need to give a big shout out to the folks at ForgottenAdventures.net for their dedication to the craft of map-making assets, virtual tokens, battle maps, Clip Studio brushes, and builder packs. All available on ForgottenAdventures.net. Link down below in the description. Hello, dorks, dorkheads, and everyone in between, and welcome to tonight's episode of Dungeons and Dorkheads.
Whoa. 3-week hiatus time.
42 days. It has been 42 long, brutal days.
Hey man, don't look at me. It's just completely my fault. But
Average tabletop gaming moment.
It's all our faults.
It's mostly my fault.
It's mostly your fault, but it's all our faults. Like, I went on vacation that 1 week, and then...
It doesn't matter. Anyway, hey, thank you everyone for attending this live show and anyone who is watching the re-upload, as we all worked hard on this, and it's very much appreciated that all the players chose to return and all the viewers chose to return and some new viewers showed up, and good times.
That new Dorkheads podcast is hopefully taking off by the time this goes up.
I didn't know we had a podcast.
We
have a podcast.
Woo!
Announcing.
So, real quick, before we begin, we discussed this before the show, during the kind of pre-show. We're live on Twitch right now. Last Friday, I went to see the D&D movie, and Steve has given me permission to toss the popcorn bucket at some point during this session.
A singular roll must be made on the popcorn
single
bucket.
roll can be made in the D20 popcorn bucket that we got for the movie.
The closest we're gonna get to official D&D sponsorship.
You can't actually see it on the video, but we will pull over a clip from the live show when we go to do that. Because I just superimposed it on the Twitch feed. Anyway.
I really want that die.
Live popcorn bucket reaction.
Cool.
Live popcorn bucket reaction.
It's so cool, in fact. They're scalping it for over $100 on eBay.
Oh.
Yep. That's why I'm gonna be real, the bucket's why I went to go see the movie.
Right?
Just like, bucket. I kind of want this, and I never really buy stuff for myself, so I'm gonna go do that.
Bucket affected their review score.
The bribes worked.
The bribes of the giant die.
It only raised their score by 0.1, but it did affect their score.
I mean, from what I hear, the movie's not bad. It's
I had
actually
fun with it.
Yeah, it's when I hear it's a fun romp, and it actually fits the tabletop game.
I love it.
Hey.
I do love it.
Questions over why the fuck the bard does never use magic, but whatever, fine. You could do that. You can play that if you wanna.
The bard only knows one spell. Music.
It's not a spell. It's knowing
It's
how
not
to
a
play
spell.
guitar.
I mean, Sandra knows
Oh,
music.
I know. I was joking around.
It's fun.
The spell is to steal my heart. That's what.
Oh, that is a terrible D20. Oh, 4.
4. And side note, it actually did take me forever to roll that 8 on the score thing when we did that for the review. Anyway. Oh, my music is all messed up now. I gotta reboot it. Let's go to the recap.
All right, sounds good. So Shane, take us away with the recap.
Dragons.
Excellent.
So many dragons.
I think that's all I remember from the last section.
Also the funnel cake.
I can handle
Oh,
this.
right. that
Funnel
too.
cake successfully defeated, as well as the dragons.
You're welcome. I killed the most dangerous creature of them all.
Nicholas
funnel
still is
cake.
not amused.
So, where we left off, because I'm the one with infallible recall, and all of these recaps are off the top of my head. You're welcome.
Wait, you missed that one part.
The Wild Whirlwinds, who finally named themselves,
Did you?
this declared, spring break, we're gonna steal a boat. And then they stole a boat, which they named Jester's End, which was a little sad for one of our party members.
Dolan in this case is probably more like in quotes, because who else was gonna run this boat? Nobody was left.
Party said their goodbyes to their friends in the Orklands, and they set sail for Elvania, which is not nearby, and it's a 2.5-week boat ride, which I am already
Boat trip.
I am already very tired of. They got to about here. I'm gonna point it out on the start screen because my map screen definitely does not work. Nope, still not working today. And we were ambushed by hags in the swamp.
Hags. No, you're ambushed by hag singular.
One hag?
Yeah.
I thought there was more than one. There was a hag.
There was only
A
one.
single
What do you
hag.
mean? Was there more than one?
Well,
Infallible recall.
well, okay. There was the one in the basement, and then there was the one up hanging out
That
with
was
the
the
mayor.
same one. She was teleporting.
Well, how was I
She's doing
supposed
her
to know?
magic.
I'm not a
Very
magic.
careful.
Learn to be a
user.
wizard.
I'm
Bro
not
doesn't
a.
even know about hags.
I'm not a friggin' wizard. I don't die from 1d4 damage. Anyway.
Yeah, hey, that's the good part of Eric being a cleric. They don't die from 1d4 damage. They kill everything else with smite damage.
No, they died to 2d4 damage.
One thing led to
That's
another.
You're stronger than you think.
One thing led to another throughout the entire party, and everybody got one thing or another, ranging from a really cool ability to literally an oatmeal raisin cookie.
Lamau.
Yeah, one person got the really raw end of that deal. After that, the party was beset upon by a flock of dragons who were acting rather oddly. We still haven't really figured that out. It literally just happened. There was also a fiasco with a funnel cake with a holy dagger, which was also promptly defeated. And we cut to a few days after that. where we're still on the boat.
Yes. So, as the party, gonna real quick jump to the world map that's definitely gonna load for me. As the party continues sailing, Demare, you know that you've gone around the bend here, and
Been around the block.
quite literally, there's a bend in the river, and you guys
And there's a block.
yeah.
I'm gonna get this
Weirdly,
map.
there is just a there's just a big ominous cube that's near the
Minecraft.
Corlith ruins. Yeah, no one really knows what's going on with that, but wackier things have happened here.
What?
So
Your stuff.
as you are making your way past the mountains of Stoneholm and closer to the Wizard City, you have your spyglass with you, correct?
Yes.
Can you go ahead and, with advantage, use that spyglass to make a quick perception checky?
With advantage. For
I would
perception.
also like to make a check, but for something different.
What are you percepi checking for?
The live chat would like to know if the aforementioned cube is edible.
That is actually, I'm gonna say a history check.
Sure.
It's a higher DC for you, lower DC for Demare if Demare wants to do
I'm gonna
it.
make the check.
Nah, I'm not sure if it's
6.
edible or not. I already know.
Okay.
So,
It's a 10.
Sandra, you know very little about the Corlith ruins to begin with. This cube, you honestly expected to have seen this cube prior, but for some reason, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, it's a better idea to not bother with the cube, because the Corlith ruins, last thing you heard was that ground will eat you. Then you end up in a dungeon. No one wants to go into that dungeon.
But I might finally find a worthy opponent.
So, Demare, you pull out the spyglass, and yeah, you see Wizard City, all right.
yep, that's Wizard City.
Yeah, there's a fucking giant tower that's not compensating for anything.
Hey guys, I see the wizard's shame.
Oh, cool.
Their massive insecurity.
Very
I
loudly,
wouldn't word
Wazards.
it like that, but cool.
I fucking hate this place.
I knew it was overcompensated.
Okay, when you die,
does
like we
exist?
said, if you die from 1d4 damage to anything, you gotta, okay?
Fair.
I mean, if they managed
You
to
gotta
make it that
feel
long.
big. Hey, when you got magic, you flaunt it, and that's one way to fucking do it.
Long.
So, yeah, you go ahead and continue along, sailing ever closer and closer upstream towards Wizard City. And as you continue, over the course of days, Demare, more or less as you're kind of like passing by, almost perpendicular to it, you hear a familiar voice inside of your head. Well, it seems that you are once again nearby. Care to stop in?
Fine.
You hear another
Right.
message. Oh, really? You're going to be like that now?
Yes.
Your girlfriend
yes.
hasn't stopped talking about you, repeatedly asking for you to come by.
Shut up. I was just in the middle of something. I was in a groove, you know? It was a nice, solid groove. hate pit stops.
Who are you talking to?
What?
Who are you talking to?
I shout to Sandra, who is below deck.
I'm not below deck, I just can't move.
Oh yeah, the game's paused.
So I will mention, this all was internal to Demir's head, so you're legitimately... Yeah. Honestly, it's just regulated.
Established for mind readers, I thought.
Alright, disregard.
Well, I haven't exactly been talking a lot. Like, at most it was a, speaking voice. Probably just heard me muttering, but I do that a lot. And I'll fucking just drop by. And then I start to pull in towards Wizard City. Guys, we're making a pit stop at Wizard City.
What? Why?
Cause I got some shit I need to do. What the hell do you think?
Dang. At least we could look at magic stuff.
But
So
it's nowhere near Magic Hat.
So I will mention that currently Demir is just cranking the wheel to the side and going straight towards a cliffside.
The mast just swings and goes ka-clunk.
Now hang on.
Demir seems completely unfazed.
You're gonna scuttle us.
I'm gonna
even
what?
worse. So Sandra, with your keen perception, you actually see that there is a very spontaneous, sharp, jagged spike that it almost seems to, like the boat is turning just to aim towards said spike. Demir obviously probably can't see it from this angle.
You know there's a
actually...
giant rocky spike pointed right at us, yes?
Oh, thanks for pointing it out, Demir says as she corrects and gets even more head-on towards it.
No, that was worse.
What are you talking about?
Are you doing this on purpose?
Duh. What, do you think I just do things for no reason?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Skill issue! Well,
Not a skill
You're
issue.
a skill issue.
actually, I'm a demon!
Sandra starts prepping a lifeboat.
You start loading up a lifeboat. What's the rest of the party doing?
You actually notice that there is a number of bolts missing from the lifeboat.
Zach's just watching, just like, huh.
And also a whole ass plank of wood in it, missing.
As long as it ends up being entertaining, nothing matters. This is the Zach way.
Nicholas in the abyss screaming, "Why?"
Why?
Alright, so, is anyone else gonna do anything as the boat goes closer and closer towards this spike coming out of the water?
Well, if there are holes in this lifeboat, I start prepping the other one.
There's even more holes.
I go back to the first one and start plugging holes with something.
So, go ahead and, let's say this is a survival check. You're probably good at survival.
I'm very good at survival.
Talking to Sandra.
It's 20.
Yeah, you have to kind of get rudimentary with a nearby barrel, but, yeah, you start patching this up in just great time, and you are about ready to move this overboard to get off the ship when you are seconds from making contact with this rock. So, are you gonna...
Worry about it. It's not like that this is actually going to kill us, even if it was real.
Just to confirm, you're not having a stroke, right?
No, I don't think so.
This is gonna be one hell of a patch job. Are the boys downstairs gonna be okay? God, I hope so.
Does anyone on board know how to diagnose a stroke?
I do.
I look like a doctor.
I look at Nicholas.
Alright, so in your final seconds, Sandra, you have, I'll say, 2 rounds what do you want to do with your final 2 actions?
I'm going to wait and see what happens with this.
Okay, is anyone else going to do anything?
Zach is gonna try to analyze the rocks.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
haven't
is this a magic
completely
bullshit?
lost
Because that'd be cool.
Zach, make a perception check, then an arcana check.
Alright, perception. Go.
Okay, now make your arcana check.
Arcana, go.
Alright, yeah,
Huzzah.
you look down at the water and the Nicholas, you can make a medicine check. You look at the water and you notice something really weird. And then it just clicks for you in your head. The water isn't reacting to the rock or the cliff face. And these are illusions. Nicholas Demare is not having a stroke. All of you watch as the boat passes through the spike and then just into the cliff face itself. And you enter the Undercity of Wizard City.
Very cool.
The
shit.
As you look about, it seems as though as the boat enters, it is just this massive cavern filled with magical lights. You see some people and creatures just kind of flying about between buildings that are just placed into the stone. And as Demare kind of sails in, Demare, this is, old hat to you. You grab the helm and just kind of give it a pull downwards, and the boat just starts lifting while going forward, and the entire boat leaves the water, and you go to your usual parking spot for the boat. Everyone, you just kind of...
There's actually a scratching of my logo there.
Oh, yeah. No one takes your spot. It's your spot. Last time someone attempted to do that, there's...
They didn't have a ship anymore.
The river beneath had a new ship. Not a good ship, but, ship
It was
nonetheless.
wonderful for the local flora and fauna.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. So everyone just watches as Demare, as if this is no big deal, flies the ship into a designated spot that has a marking signifying this is Gearhead's ship spot. It's actually, it looks like it could compensate a larger ship, but as of right now, with the Jester's End that you have, this is your spot. And all of you can see that there are it's a weird meld between a menagerie of creatures, and you can see like golems of both elemental make as well as hemacraft. There are flesh golems moving boxes around. You can see casters here and there. Some very roguish looking types that this is an Undercity, and it definitely seems like an Undercity. And you just watch as a rogue and a flesh golem just leap and go 100 feet across this gap, as if it's not that big of a deal. Demare, you absolutely know that this place is magically enchanted with the fly spell to be more or less persistent. So if you go towards the end of a ledge and you want to will yourself to the other ledge, you just take a leap and you'll fly right over. You smell both a kind of damp cave interior smell. Dante, this is fairly familiar to you, as well as Sandra. You've kind of been in a couple of places like this before. But also there is a persistent light breeze that keeps this entire cave at a relatively good temperature and not terribly smelling, despite the fact that it probably should smell a lot worse, especially with all these, you see a number of undead just kind of shambling about, but you also smell fresh cooked meats and what smells like. Sandra, your nose picks up on very foreign flowers that probably they're probably imported from somewhere, maybe not legally. They this is
not legally.
probably where they would smuggle in some reagents to be sold within Wizard City. But the lot of you have arrived within the Undercity, and as Demara, you are kind of walking and prepping. Sandra, with your passive perception, you immediately see something springing towards the ship, and then you hear landing next to Demare with a heavy thud, a very just muscular figure that when stands about the height of Dante, and you just see this massive sword upon their back, and they land in front of Demare, come to their full height, and just grapple Demare. And
What do we do? Demare says as she hugs.
oh well, oh my hells. It's been so long.
Oh, I know, I missed you so much.
She just gives you the tightest of hugs and starts rubbing her face, knocking your hat to the side, and just giving you the kisses and affection that you had been so long wanting. And floating behind, landing next to the rest of you, you can see a very pale-skinned, what looks to be slightly elvish figure in dark robes that, Zach, you immediately pick up. This person's probably a necromancer. They give you the same vibe that your mentor used to.
How tall are they?
They're maybe around 6 foot, but definitely not as... They're honestly, they look like they are a twig that can blow away in the breeze compared to this absolutely built woman.
She's tall.
It's
You
also
can-
worth knowing at this point, she's just kind of like holding Demare.
Mhm.
Once the hug is over, not putting her down, and Demare does not seem bothered by this fact at all.
Actually, Demare, after the hug, she just actually like scoops you up and holds you in underneath with one arm, and
Yeah, exactly.
walks you up to everyone else. And as everyone can see, kind of beneath this gigantic sword, it is. Think the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy, but just deeply inscribed with runes that, catching the right light just right, you can tell this is definitely a magical blade. She proceeds up the stairs with Demare in hand, as if she were just like a doll being delicately carried. Go.
Nice, dig him the sword.
Thank you.
Oh, you're tall.
Isn't
Go.
he? Demare says as she hugs.
Oh, come here, honey bun. You gonna introduce me to your friend here?
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, the goat over there is Sandra. The big fish is
Fun.
Dante.
Goat.
The clown is Zach, and that elf over there is Nicholas. Everyone, this is my girlfriend Roxy, the
Hello.
bestest girl in the world.
Nice
I
to
say
meet
I
you,
smooch her
Roxy.
on the cheek. Mwah.
Hello.
Oh, shucks. You pampered me too much. You've been gone for so long.
I have a lot of important stuff I need to do. So many towns to plunder, you know.
So how'd that plunder go? You bring home some mighty haul?
Oh, you know it. There's about like more money than I can count down in the lower deck.
Yeah, I kind of about it as expected.
I raided a whole orc kingdom. And then I leaned into her and I whisper, "We've got more if it wasn't for the goody two-shoes here."
She kind of just gives you that knowing look of like, if she was there, that wouldn't have been a problem, but it kind of written on the face for everyone to read. You don't need a very high insight to get that. She'd probably do more or less anything Demare said. As you two are, showering each other with too much PDA, the elven individual walks forward. Well, it is a pleasure to make all of your acquaintance. I am the benefactor of Demare, Necromist Seville Deathbane. Pronouns they, them, if you are to be so kind.
Oh.
So, Demare.
Oh yeah, did you get that stuff I asked for?
They snap their fingers, and a chest appears in front of you, flips open, and you can see it's just full of parts. And
Yes.
for those who are magically inclined, you can very easily, this is not only worth a bunch of money, but is all magically inscribed. And I'm assuming you will uphold your end of the bargain.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm good for it.
Of course, you've never failed me yet. That is why I keep you around. So, since you were in the area, I once again ask if you had found any information pertaining to my studies. If the lot of any of you were to...
I say as I point over to Zach, that one has infinite knowledge.
There's just a slow turn, and they look at Zach, and you can... This person, while they... Zach, in your clownish inquiry, this person is as interesting as a bowl of sour cream. It is like the blandness is off the charts, but you still catch that this person has just sketchy intentions through and through. They look at you and slowly extend a hand. A pleasure to meet your acquaintance. May I catch your name and pronouns?
Hong. Zach. They, them. I could help with stuff as long as you got things that could prevent psychic damage, really. Because otherwise the attempts to read the whatever tend to fail a bit more and more.
Well,
So precautions are required unless you want to just get one chance and have to get that gamble flown out the window.
very interesting. If you don't mind, I would enjoy to analyze you further. I am a master of hemocraft, as well as a skilled necromancer. My current pursuits are finding how to make more intelligent undead, as there are a variety of them that have existed throughout history. I still seek the secrets of lichdom, but those secrets of life and death are far beyond what anyone has been able to achieve.
I mean,
Not for a long time.
I could maybe put you in contact with what's her name? Arcanist Xanthus the Ascended.
Give me 1 second.
Considers implications.
Unfortunately, I know not who you speak of, but that sounds quite fascinating.
Lich.
A lich, you say?
Yep.
Well,
Don't know if she'd be up for interview, but
She's
She seems to confide in me for some reason, and I'm not going to question it.
She's really powerful.
Interacting with a lich directly is ill-advised.
I mean, yeah.
So you say that you are within
You
close
say that,
contact
yeah, I got
with
a
this lich.
up-and-coming lich right here that I talk to regularly.
I mean, it's dangerous, but that's what makes it fun.
Exactly.
Yeah. no, but seriously though,
Demare.
we could call her.
Absolutely not. That would be ill-advised, especially as at this moment. While we do have a non-detection ward over the entire Undercity, still, that is something that I would not seek. Demare, a request, if you would be so kind.
Fine, what is it? Damaris seems clearly willing to do it, but also extremely annoyed.
So you see, to further my study, I would either need to know the secrets of life and death, or, if I were to be able to study a phylactery, that would certainly be extremely beneficial to my study. So please, if you are able to get one of the Lich's phylacteries and put it under a ward of non-detection, which I would be able to supply you with, then bringing that phylactery to me for study would be enough to fulfill your end of the bargain. Know
Alright,
that
cool. I'll be sure to pick it up next time I'm at the ward at the phylactery store.
your humor truly knows no bounds.
What kind of condition would you need a phylactery in?
There's only one condition for the phylactery. There's either an active phylactery, or a destroyed phylactery, or potentially uncharged. But those are both useless to me. I need an active phylactery with a portion of the soul of the Lich.
So you want us to kidnap the lich?
Actually, this is gonna
The only other
sound-
question that continues there for on is, how could you guarantee could you guarantee it still being active afterwards? As maybe helped in this, considering I know one, but
This is actually gonna sound crazy, but
this would be a bridge that would end in everyone's dying if once she pretty rapidly figures out who probably took it.
Maybe y'all die.
I don't know.
See, this is what the issue is. If you obtain the phylactery of a Lich, then you have a fragment of their reanimation and can use it as leverage against them.
I don't know, she's pretty cool though.
Demare, the offer stands. If you wish to become out of the debt.
I mean, it can't be too hard, can it? It's just a thing. I just gotta grab it. I'm good at stealing stuff.
You see Seville snaps their fingers again, and in the open lid of the chest that is in front of you, a box appears. It's a little less than a foot on each side, kind of a little cube with a latch on the front. If you are able to gain a phylactery, put it within this box.
What if it can't
Within-
fit in the box?
That'd be
And
a pretty big
phylactery is
phylactery.
that phylactery would be much too large. Phylacteries are usually small. If it is larger than the content the box would allow, then that Lich certainly was able to achieve their Lichdom by chance. And in that case, you cannot rely upon the phylactery itself.
Alright. So yeah, cool. Kidnap part of a lich. Awesome. Sweet. That's gonna be easy. Easy pills. Definitely. Damaris says, leaning way harder into the giant girl she's sitting on.
Oh, sweetie. I'm not really sure that that'd be a good idea. Them Liches be scary.
Yeah, but I'm scarier.
Well, I'll trust you.
I've not met one person I can't have running in fear at this mention of my name.
Well, I certainly don't
Honk.
run.
Oh, you do run.
Maybe to your arms.
Mwah.
the rest of the party, you just see that this, like, sickly sweet affection that
Sandra inaudibly gags.
like, absolute different sight that you have never seen with Demare, and you know, maybe there's just that little bit of envy because this just well built, well manicured individual. They have a couple of like scars or sew marks, but it
One
just kind of
express scar that is noticeable is a giant one that has a bunch of stitches on it, just looping around their head, crossing diagonally across their face. Almost looks like their head got chopped in two.
Yep. But somehow it just like it accents in that just added amount of badassery that it's like, damn, all right. You think that it would be a lot worse, but it's not. It's honestly a pretty hot battle scar. Seville looks at everyone again. Right, well, I should not keep you too long. Was there anything that you needed? Demare, should there be anything that is necessary to be provided at this moment?
You wouldn't happen to know where I could get some disposable minions, would you?
What type of minions would you need? My collection is yours.
Meat shields.
Excuse me?
What's kind of the definition of minions, though?
What did he say?
Like strong, like the kind that can take a real big beating. The kind that stand between you and a lich and can take some good hits.
So like mercenaries, really, but
But like the buff kind.
Well,
yeah, basically just
I'd
arms
prefer you
fire.
not refer to somebody as a meat shield.
I mean,
They're a shield made of meat. What else is there?
It's called Be Respectful.
you do not need to be respectful to the flesh golems for which I operate with. If you need access to my collection of flesh golems, they can be yours.
Yes,
can
yes,
give
yes.
you-
That would be very good.
Right. So,
Remember, this doesn't increase the debt. It's to get your thing done.
yes. No worries. Truly, it is a debt between friends. I cannot properly express the feelings that I have inside for the mutual relationship that we have.
Mer just stares.
The entire time they're speaking as if they have so much emotion, and their face is just it is if you put two dots with a line underneath it and considered that a face. It is just the most blank. But they reach into their robe and pull out what looks to be a leather wrapping around a handful of scrolls, and then just kind of let it go into the air, and it floats over to you. Those are the summoning scrolls for the flesh golems.
So, what'd you say?
The-
Like, out of character, I literally didn't hear.
The Seville gave you a bundle of scrolls that summon flesh golems.
How many?
4.
4. This will do very nicely.
Excellent. Is anything needed to be provided to your companions here?
Demir just kind of stares at them expectantly.
do you have any books on the arcane?
Which subject of the arcane? I have many.
General identification and stuff. I did not get my skills by studying, and I need to study, so just trying to convey in like a not so. Zach tries to keep the general face of being casual with stuff, but this is actually embarrassing to them.
That's what happens when you take a sugar daddy instead of going to school.
Seville once again reaches into their robe, pulls out a book, and hands it to you.
Huh.
For someone who has access to all of the information, it's quite surprising that you would need such a rudimentary book. It literally is labeled Beginning Arcanist's Guide to Magic Items, and it's a considerably thick book, and if you like flip it open to a random page, it actually has like a couple of sketches on one side of what the item would potentially look like. So you know, the first one is a bag of holding, and there's a version that's a sack, there's one that's a satchel, so some different varieties, what the name is, the school of magic it is associated with, conjuration, and a brief description of what it might be, and you know, the telltale signs for them, such as the designated weight for the bag despite any form of contents. Simple enough. It's just full of those amounts of magic items.
Infinite knowledge it's more like I get to ask the universe a question, and if my head can handle it, I learn it. If not, I'll be out of commission for a while.
Oh. That sounds like you're talking with forces beyond your imagination. Those are realms that this one does not delve yet.
It's worth it. I think it's worth it. Everyone else seems to be concerned for some reason.
Because you were bleeding from the eyes last time you did it.
Everyone bleeds a little bit.
Not from
That
the
is true.
eyes.
Yeah, the eyes is a bit different, and the
I
amount
mean,
of
better
damage
the eyes in
you
other
do to
places.
What's
the
so
amount
special
of
about
damage
the
you
eyes?
can do to your brain, though.
Brain damage. We're good.
Last
Yeah,
thing
good.
we need is somebody who's literally lost their marbles with the kind of magic that you wield. That is the last thing we need. So keeping your brain as intact as possible would be preferred, so we don't have somebody going absolutely AWOL.
May I ask that if you truly wish to have a greater understanding, I could do a dissection of you. I'm quite good at putting people back together, as you can see with Roxy there.
Now I'll have to clear it with my patrons.
Oh, patrons, you say? Now that is a realm that one should tiptoe lightly in.
Are they your insurance company?
Yes.
Oh no.
I have to ask the insurance company if this is covered. Give me a second.
Just like, is this cool? Am I gonna
Mother,
get
do you know
fined?
dissections?
Can I go to the necromancer's house?
Seville kind of narrows their eyes, which is the most emotion that you've seen them exude, and they ask in an extremely serious tone, "You aren't related to the IRS, are you?"
Oh, sorry, could you repeat that a bit louder to me? I couldn't hear that.
Demir nods to herself. That explains why they hated me taking so much of the government's gold.
They ask again, "You aren't related to the IRS, are you?"
Clowns, a demon that I think was named Midnight? And the aforementioned Lich.
Would I know a demon named Midnight?
What was their name again? Fucking...
So,
His name is?
give me 1 second. I need to go back to those steadfast notes that I referenced
Right?
earlier.
It was like something to do with night.
I'm fairly certain it was Eclipse.
Yeah, Eclipse.
Yes, it's their quest line is called Eclipsed by Prophets. Eclipse. As you mentioned Eclipse, Demair, make a history check. I'm also going to make a history check for Seville.
All you have to know is the Steadfast incident is legally not my fault.
Wow. No one is knowing a lot of things today.
I'm gonna spend a luck point.
Okay.
Why?
Because I want to know. Fuck, I want a good roll. Fuck off.
Demair, you, as you hear the name Eclipse, you're like, sounds like some chump. And then as you're on the topic of some chump, you're just like,
Oh,
Hang
that
on.
chump.
Yup. Eclipse was the Thieves Guild leader for Steadfast, who you actually had visited Steadfast not terribly long ago. And, well, you know.
Oh, I remember that loser. He likes to act all tough, but he was shaking when he first met me.
Hong.
You know him.
Uh-huh.
Well,
He nearly sold
Probably
us
knew.
into slavery.
Yeah, he does that.
I mean, to be
Sounds about
fair, you
right.
kind of pissed him off. We
Do
were
it
given
again.
pretty explicit directions not to do stupid things, and then
I would do it again.
you got stabbed twice for nothing. Anyway, that's why I did nothing wrong, and you should really stop blaming me for it. But yeah, life is interesting having multiple vested interests in your soul. It's been worth it.
I must say, you seem to be quite the asset.
They all say. I don't know why, but I just kind of go along with the whims and the just doing shit for giggles, and seems to be working out so far. It's only saved a town, unsaved the town, helped a lich get back to her laboratory, killed
you
some
brought
dragons.
You brought the Lich to her laboratory.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
it's just I had to do something after we took her out. It's just like I don't know. It's
That's going to be terrible for the realm in the coming days. Well,
I don't know. I feel like
Yeah,
Steadfast
it's time
having a
to
demon
talk,
incursion is
but I
probably pretty
can't,
bad for the
so-
economy itself anyway.
oh
Yeah,
no,
that
it
place
was quite.
deserved to get overrun by demons.
Actually, it was quite stimulating to the economy.
Oh right, war economies are a thing.
People died.
Only a few.
Yeah.
The
Money is a
paladins.
mystery.
People die every day. It's no big
You-
deal.
It still matters.
You're all insane.
Are paladins really people?
Yes?
Well, I see
Demir
that's why
looks
our opinions
upon
differ.
Sandra with complete fucking reviling disgust.
I don't know. I feel like
The
being an
thi- the
ethical
thi- the
robot's
thing
kind of
is,
lame.
they are people. Whether or not they are good or bad is up to the person.
It depends on the paladin. I've heard stories of ones that are kind of
Trust
cool.
me, plenty of
Uh,
paladins have been nothing shy of corrupt. They have been. I've met many a bad, but there are good ones out there. That I can tell you.
I don't really care
Not
if they're
every
paladins.
I am
single one is
incredibly
bad.
not a person.
It just matters if they're cops or not.
People are still people. Whether they should be deemed with any ounce of respect is dependent on that person.
Roxy just speaks up. Well, I haven't respected a paladin yet.
Which, hey, more power to you. If you haven't met a good one, that's perfectly fine. That's how that works.
I know Orvid was pretty cool.
Economy.
He was also very chill. Shit, was Orvid a paladin? I'm pretty sure Orvid was a paladin.
Orvid was a paladin.
Yeah, Orvid's a cool paladin.
You know it's an oxymoron, right?
I mean, it just depends on how robotic they get about it. Fucking law worshipping weirdos, some of them.
Come on, man. I can tell you, I have met some pretty shitty warlocks.
Well, yeah, it's a stereotype and easy fall through.
It's the same concept. I've met a shit ton of bad warlocks. All right, you're one of the few ones I'm okay with.
Huh.
Come on, there's bad in every group of people.
Yeah, but then there's an exceptional number of bad paladins.
Nah, it's sort of just
Which I am
the
well
local
aware of.
paladin order is
That's
kind
why
of
that's why I'm
cringe.
careful when I'm around them, but I'm not going to outright disrespect them.
Eh,
I don't really
It's-
respect anyone who has a hard-on for a higher deed. Demare looks very unserious when she says higher me, who thinks that I'm just the worst thing ever. Fucking gods.
That depends on the god.
I mean,
I'll have you
yeah, I
know
was
the
gonna
fucking
say, do
clown
you-
thinks we're all fucking losers,
Yeah, I was,
and
I
that's
was, I was
great.
about to say there are some evil ass gods out there. I'm sure plenty of them fit in very well with you, Demare.
Sandra kind of
No.
rubs her goddess pendant.
Demare shivers uncomfortably upon Sandra doing that.
Theological arguments,
Oh,
none
boo hoo,
outstanding.
demon, boo hoo.
Well, the mayor,
Yeah?
if there may be one paladin that you would take interest in, it
If
is.
you were anyone else, I'd say you're fucking with me.
Well, as you do know, I do love a good jape, but recently there has been a paladin with a history who has come into power. One of these days.
Power.
Yes, one of these days, you may make your way to Granite Keep.
Oh yeah, Orvid.
Oh,
Yeah, the paladin dude I was talking about. He's king. He's like the king of the dwarves or something now.
He was with us before you showed up, Demare.
Oh no, yeah, but like I got a message from Gally sometime. I forgot to tell you guys about it.
What?
He's king of the dwarves now, or like king of Granite Keep.
And you didn't
Or-
think to tell us that?
a
I
paladin
forgot.
and a monarch.
That's huge.
I forgot. Anyway, something about kobold uprisings. I don't know if it's dragons related. I asked them about it. They haven't sent back anything back, so
The mayor.
well, that's something for other people to worry about until it pops up for us.
The mayor. You would know them by many other titles. They are quite the criminal. It's truly a interesting fact that they have chosen the path that they had, becoming a paladin, and now the king of Granite Keep. You may find that, should your paths cross, they might be not completely unagreeable. But that is for other times. I do have research I must get back to. Was there anything else that I would be able to assist any of you with?
You got any leads on a lich that isn't the one that you don't know about?
Kinda steps forward.
Liches are a thing of myth and legend. The fact that you know one is quite amazing. And I think that you were introduced as a goat, are you not?
Fawn, actually.
Goat!
Kind of turns and looks at the mayor.
That is quite the joke. Haha. I do find that quite entertaining.
You wouldn't happen to know anything on, the Lord of Cinders, would you?
Yes.
Care to share? I kinda have to kill him.
Oh.
Oh
In
yeah,
that
I'm gonna
case,
kill the
no.
Lord of Cinders.
Sorry, Steve, could you repeat that?
In that case, no.
Why not?
That would be counterproductive.
Wait, what? Counterproductive?
Yes, quite.
Do-
The mayor.
Yeah?
I may not see it beneficial that you remove the Lord of Cinders from power, but should you find the need, I shall trust you.
Are you working with him?
Not
I mean, I
directly.
suppose it's a risk to try taking him out, but like, non-beneficial how exactly?
Well, they certainly keep some occupied, and burned down villages certainly are a very lucrative business venture for those looking to plunder what might not be destroyed by fire.
Sandra is noticeably disgusted by these words.
Yeah, shove off, buddy.
I would agree with you there, but also imagine the clout you get from saying you killed the Lord of Cinders.
He has
That's
my mother, you
this.
son of a bitch!
that this, Damaris pulls out a gun, is the gun that put a bullet between his eyes.
Zach's just gonna go to the side of Sand and just feel like I'm pretty sure this is the kind of person that doesn't give a fuck. Sad to say, but
Still, not my debt to not kill him, so tough luck for you.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate for me, but sometimes it's just how legends go.
But hey, if you want, I'll make sure that these jokers doesn't kill him and I don't have to go get a witch. Damaris says while wiggling her eyebrows.
Well, in the coming days, do what you think is best.
Okay.
If that is all, then certainly I hope you find those parts to be to your specification. I did my best.
I'm sure you did.
And once again, Zach, should you wish to know more, my services are available.
huh.
With that, Seville kind of jumps and just floats back to a nearby hallway and disappears from sight.
I really hate them sometimes. Damaris says once they're out of earshot.
Well, you could cry living with them.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, you want to stop that and live on the ship instead?
I'd love to.
Poggers.
I'll have to find a model for Roxy later, but yeah, you can go ahead and join the crew.
More minions.
Because our turn order wasn't already long enough.
Hey, my turn orders are fast.
Turn order, go explode.
At least I'm not the one with 2 minions who I forget I have half the time.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Sandra
It is the struggle.
Sandra goes back down to
Yes,
her room.
my 2 minions, Fist and Fist.
Zach's gonna first struggle to remember what the fuck they were doing. Just like, I'm gonna go check in on them. Or no, wait, I'm just gonna go check in on Sandra, actually. The weirdest clue that maybe someone needs some sounding board, maybe considering difficulties with dragons supporting people.
Not supporting, just not against.
Yeah, just sort of like
Before he shows up,
they show up.
They, thank you. Before they show up, Dante, you mentioned something about a note you slipped under my door.
Yes, there is a note that was slipped under your door that writes to Sandra, read when you're feeling you're at your weakest.
Feeling pretty weak right now.
Let me send that over real quick.
Oh gosh, I know what it's gonna be. Ping.
Get pinged.
Are you Oh, it's an image. Nice.
Yeah, I made a nice image.
Is it Dante's nudes?
Lamau.
No.
Oh, like he's an artist that can fucking draw himself. Like
I wish.
he's in a loincloth. What do you want from him?
Less.
A Speedo, probably.
You say that like he's not willing to just take it off at any moment. He
Banana
really
hammock.
doesn't care. How am I gonna get a banana hammock that has like 2 sides? This
Carefully.
is complicated. Yeah, very careful.
If Sandra has to get custom pants to accommodate for her tail, you can find a banana hammock that does that.
You know, you're not wrong.
When you're right, you're right. So, was there anything anyone else wanted to do in the Undercity?
What is there to do in the Undercity, really? I don't know about this place.
So the Undercity is more or less anything you would expect from a black market underneath Wizard City. So just tons of illegal magic stuff and just general illegal stuff in general, because they have a lot of non-detection wards. No one really knows what could go down here.
Not into that.
Anything down here, Demir says to Zach. Anything.
Not into that. Goes against my alignment.
Do they have a candy store?
Absolutely.
Do they have a... I'm gonna assume they have a drugstore. Do they have the combination candy drugstore?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Why the fuck wouldn't they?
Zach will take some of everything.
All right.
For later.
Give me a gold piece amount. How much you spending?
Let me just... Where the fuck is Zach's wallet?
Also, are you going like... So the candy store, significantly less than the candy drugstore, but the candy drugstore has, like, you know, a gold piece of candy, and then they have the really designer stuff.
Zach just needs party drugs. That's all that's required.
Really
What's your
expensive
definition?
candy spelled with an I.
So he's curious about this because Zach's general fucking foray into this stuff literally just ends up being just taking random things he finds or just consuming copious amounts of sugar. So he's interested in like what do non-clowns consider fun?
Okay, so I will say you buy of candy that is contraband, quote unquote contraband, just like stolen, more or less. Shit stolen from
LSD candy.
No, that's the second category I'm going to get to. But
Nice.
for right now, the of the candy, just straight candy, I'll say get like 20 gold pieces. You got about, I would say like 25 pounds of candy of various assortments. Like
Cavity time.
if you want, like, because that's a variety pack of kind of everything, you can straight up buy, because this is also a port, you can buy barrels or crates full of stuff, which they absolutely just sell. Like, okay, here's a wall of stolen crates. You wanna buy one? It has the label. Yeah, there's like more or less there is a general store that is a.
There's a store. It does in
Like-
fact sell general legal goods.
Yeah, both general illegal goods and also fenced goods. Like, if something disappears, you would expect this is kind of a fancier Edgeville. Like if something's stolen, it probably ends up there.
I hate this.
There nowadays are 3 places that stolen things go, which is the Undercity if it's the nicer illegal place, Edgeville if it's not the nice illegal place, and then the new kid on the block, Ukavron, the entire territory. Besides the capital.
I'm
But,
just gonna
you know.
stand on the dock for a while.
Can
Because
I get some
Zach
brain
just realized he
stimulants?
because
Zach's
I'm
realized he actually just want the candies that are regular candies that were made illegal. See the following? This is the one chance they get to buy illicit candies.
So what do you mean by illicit candies? Because there's a lot of, like, there's a decent amount of non-fair trade candy that just exists here because it literally is non-fair trade. It's basically slave labor that made it, and no one else wanted to do business with them. But, boats come by and offload some of the stuff that aren't on the docket, and they make some extra coin. So there's some of that. There's candy that essentially uses illegal materials, and then of course there's the drug candy store that if you want to get psychedelics, enhancers, etc. Demare, to answer your question, yes, there are kind of a mentat equivocal where you can take it to temporarily get advantage on intelligence-based checks, but there potentially are side effects.
What kind of side effects?
Kinder eggs.
It is extremely addictive.
I was gonna say Zach's just looking for Kinder Egg illegal.
Kinder eggs.
Like, bro, I just want Kinder eggs. I didn't ask for this.
It's like the LSD candy is nice and all, but I think the Wicked Elixir is better.
Probably. So the other side effects for the mentat equivocal, which there's a handful of different names for it, depending on which flavor you get. But for the brain stems, prolonged use typically has stacking side effects that could include a bleeding within your stomach lining, brain hemorrhaging, potentially, in some cases, blindness, additional physical tics such as muscle spasms in various areas.
Can't get muscle spasms if you don't have muscles.
You'd be surprised. I mean, your arm probably isn't gonna freak out, the one that is made of metal, but
Connected directly to my brain.
Mhm.
I mean, surely fucking with the entire control system won't, screw it up.
Lamau.
Nothing can go wrong.
Yeah, what would go wrong?
But yeah, no, it's my intention to have barrels of candy on the ship now.
Just
There.
regular candy.
Regular, not fair trade, discontinued stuff that was made illegal because it's fucking unsafe for most people to consume. Not because it's like, oh, we're just putting drugs in here. More because someone made mistakes when designing this stuff, and now it's illegal.
Yeah.
This is a clown we're talking about.
So make an insight check.
Where is Zach? There you are. Zach's also gonna just ask the mayor, hey, I have a need for some fucking candies.
Okay.
But not the easy to get stuff.
So, Zach, you do, as you are speaking with this merchant, they do try to pawn off on you a selection of these candies that look like they have various, like, flower petals and gems and various things inside, and
Can I use my local knowledge to tell if this guy's good for it?
yeah, go for it.
I would like to
would I
perception check the
roll?
candy.
If you are proficient in history, go ahead and roll history, but it would be intelligence plus proficiency for this roll. But Zach, the thing that you pick up on is this guy's really trying to offload some of this stuff on you for potentially good reason. And I'll say, Sandra, if you're there, can you actually make a nature check for me?
I'm... Maybe? Why?
If you are not accompanying, then Zach, make either a
No, I'm
nature or
there.
survival check.
I've got nothing better to do.
Drags the
I'm
party
just
along, like, hey, look at this fucking shit. Because
Okay.
I'm bringing it onto the ship, and you might as well be there to watch me get it.
I'm looking for razor blades.
Okay,
Sandra,
make it,
please, you can get help.
I'm sure half
make
of these candies have razor blades in them.
So Sandra, you can make a perception check, sure. Demare, you know, Sandra, you do not see any razor blades. So Demare, I'll say it with a 23 because that's ridiculous. Not only do you know about this guy, you know about these candies. And the fact that this dude has been trying to get rid of these candies for a long while, because the issue is some of the flowers and various things inside the candy were made with those things, and some of the flower petals are poisonous. So if you consume the candy and get to the flower petal within, you will poison yourself. Do not buy these. They did not fact check that. They are poisonous candy.
Sounds like
I
Dante
kind of
candy.
just pulls that close, and I'm just like, hey, Zach, you know these are poison, right?
Okay, but what kind of poison?
What kind of poison do what I know?
Like
Like deadly poison, I have a tummy ache poison, I die at midnight poison.
A little bit of a variety, but like 80% of it ranges from mild hallucinogenic, upset stomach, or hyperlaxative.
You'll shit your pants and have a tummy ache.
I can find a use for this.
I mean, okay, I'm just making sure you know what to get into.
I'll eat them.
I mean, you know what? Yeah, it's a challenge and as a fun trick to keep up our sleeves. But also, I also want more candies. So I'm willing to put down a platinum's worth of candy onto the ship.
Okay, I'm back.
There is. Oh, welcome back.
No,
Hello.
I was here, but I could not talk because I had the doors open. I didn't want people hearing me talk.
That's
Okay.
fair.
So,
Okay.
Zach, make a. I'll say because Demare is also there helping you. Make a persuasion check with advantage.
All right.
Demir, well-known criminal, just kind of staring what they don't fucking try to skimp
So,
us.
all Zach says, aside, like in addition to the mayor shit, is just like, listen, I'm gonna buy this, but you know, you have to be down with the clown, or else things are gonna go badly for you. That's like I'm a fucking clown. Give me my candy. I'm gonna cut your neck open if you don't give it to me.
Jesus Christ.
The guy
I'm gonna give you a very bad review among clowns. Actually, is what I mean.
you put down the platinum on the table, and this shop, while it has a general like kind of candy store feel, instead of being a like there's no back room. There's just stacks of crates and kind of a path leading through it. And as you set down that platinum and are just kind of like forcibly saying this guy needs to give you candy, he looks at it, thinks for a bit, looks back at you, just kind of gives you a nod. It's like, hey, all right, you know what? This is my chance to get rid of it. I might as well just have it. I'll send the golems to help you out.
I have a ship that's slightly candy painted. I think the opportunity here is pretty obvious. So
Can I do
Yeah,
an
kindly.
they'll be following you. Don't you worry about it. He kind of raises his hands, gives two claps, and you can see that just kind of shambling out. You just see these monstrosity candy golems that start walking and picking up crates.
Candy golem.
Yeah, the fuck else am I gonna have here? I'm a candy store. I sell candy. That's all the shit I got. You think you got other fucking things going on here?
I'm walking it!
How much
Just
is beef
wrapping
candy
Can
golem
I do a
actually?
nod?
full
Check
of
on the-
candy from an unbought candy box, and then just taking it and eating some of it.
Demare, you like the guy goes to like raise his hand and opens his mouth and then just something clicks in his head, and he knows better and just stops, and then turns to the candy golems and is like, "Do what this guy says for, but get the candy to us. You know, fucking true, you goddamn golem. And the rest of you, stop fucking mimicking me here. Come on, fuck are you, Kenkus?"
Maybe I am. You don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know, gearhead.
Wow. Anyway, Steve, can I not shuck the candy to see if there's what's in it? Or
I'll be sure to tell people about this place, bud. You're alright.
I appreciate it. You're welcome anytime. Hey, you can take the rest of the box as a treat.
Oh, fuck yeah, Damaris says take it. Hey, sweetums.
Yeah,
Would you carry this for me?
of course. And as you're kind of shuffling some stuff out, the candy store guy looks back at you, Zach, and you can see that this is a like kind of fatter halfling fellow missing a couple of teeth, bald on top, and it looks back at you and is like, "Aye, Clowny, what else you want? Any more deals?"
How much for a candy golem? Just curious.
Oh God,
Or are they
Sandra
for sale?
leaves.
I mean, they aren't for sale, but they are for sale if, you ask the right price. Plus, if you're rolling with that captain, then let me slap one of my stickers on it, and I'll say,
Damaris stares back at him slowly.
They attempt to keep stony composure, but you can see a single bead of sweat start to just kind of condensate on their head. They're trying to maintain eye contact with Zach. I'll say 3,000 gold pieces.
Damaris smiles.
Double check how much gold I got on me.
I would argue enough.
Shit, where did I put the total GDP of the fucking... Or Zerlu? Where is it?
Fucking G.
Do I want... It's like the question of, do I want to spend 1/10 of my remaining gold on the fucking candy golem? It's like the mayor. Do you think we could fit one of these on the ship as like a guard?
Of the candy.
Yeah, sure, the
Or
candy. Maybe have it move around some heavy stuff for us, but definitely guard the candy. What do you think?
Yeah.
Actually, it's more like 3/10 of my gold, but spend money to make money. Yeah, Zach's willing to buy a fucking candy golem. Put it down there with the rest of the candy barrels.
The halfling sticks their hand out to shake.
Zach sticks out theirs with the buzzer.
They make a sleight of hand check.
All right.
Either sleight of hand or clownery, whichever you have proficiency in.
Okay, what would a clownery roll be exactly?
I will say it's a dex-based clownery check. So dex plus proficiency.
All right. Yeah. I'll just say saving throw since that's dex plus proficiency, I believe. Bet.
All right. They as you attempt to do the buzzer, they clap your hand, but they, being like smaller halfling hands, they're not able to fully envelop yours, and they miss the buzzer.
You've been shaped.
They give you a firm shake and turn like, "Hey, Peppa!" And shambling from the back, you can see with two peppermint eyes, there's a shambling golem that's like between 8 and 10 feet in height, just big bulky arms. It shambles out. "All right, Peppermint, you've been serving me well, but you got a new owner here. you know I'm gonna miss you, but sometimes you gotta make ends meet, you know? So, here you go, Peppa. Something to remember me by. He takes a sticker and puts it over where Pepper's heart would be.
Aw.
Aww.
Peppa, you serve this clown well. Got that? The golem does not facially respond, but you see one gumdrop fall from one of the peppermints and hit the floor.
Aww.
Now go, Peppa. You serve that clown the best of your ability. Make your papa proud. Make sure you take care of my peppermint, alright?
I will.
They give you a salute. And
Zack salutes back.
yeah, you now have a candy golem named Peppermint. who
You
will
have
guard
brought
your
a
candy.
man's pride and joy child. Congratulations.
I mean, if he didn't want to actually sell it, he didn't.
Yeah,
have
I know.
You can just see, mingling through the back boxes, there's 3 or 4 more in addition to the 2 that already left to go to your ship.
But
They look
he
exactly
really
the same.
loved peppermint.
Do they look similar at all?
So, not exactly. Yeah, I will say, Demir, you've probably rolled through here a couple of times with Roxy, and they she does. They do have different names and some slightly different structural integrity. Peppermint is definitely one of the ones that, because of the peppermint eyes, it's just a dead sign of which one is peppermint. There's also Taffs, who has a taffy smile, and there's a number of them, but now Peppermint is owned by Zach, and the owner, places the sticker upon the heart, and you see Peppa picks up one of the crates and starts following the other golems towards the ship to place it upon, and 3 steps out of the building, just leaps 120 feet and lands on the ship softly, and you can see that one of your retainers, why am I blanking on your retainers' names right now? The golem just lands next to Torin with a crate, and Torin stumbles backwards, and says a couple of words in Orcish that you're all way too far away to hear. But Torin and Rachel have no fucking idea what's going on. They're waiting on the ship because this place is sketch. Is there anything else that any of you wanted to buy?
Maybe
Yeah,
to bring
also-
Dante does.
Someone that isn't Zach, please.
Dante does.
Alright, so Demir will get to you in a second. Dante?
You said there's stores with illegal drugs.
Yes.
Dante wants to look for what would be this world's equivalent of the Fury and or Psycho Buff.
You conveniently, it's 2 doors down and 1 floor up. So, you get directions from Demir, do a leap, grab onto a ledge that's nearby. There are a couple of, platforms for you to jump between the floors, and it's very easy. You see, every once in a while, there's just someone who just, flips through the air and starts doing a bunch of cartwheels just cause. You can see one person is just, incredibly intoxicated, jumps, just starts going and starts twirling downwards, and just a trail of vomit goes down as they hit their head on another ledge and flip down. But you jump on, and it is a building that is... there's a handful of aromas, a couple of smoke and beakers, and just a lot of symbols and syringes and pills and just bags full of various powders. And you can see behind the counter is a tiefling who they're using a knife to kind of trim their nails. They look up, raise an eyebrow. How can I help you, friend?
Yes, I am looking if you have any fury.
The Fury. Which form would you like? Powder or pre-syringed?
I think I'll go with pre-syringed.
Excellent. The shelf, no, a bit more to the left. Yes, right there. You kind of follow where they're directing, and you can see that there's the dispenser that it kind of like a modern day straw dispenser. You pull one out, and they have metal caps on the end that you see screw off so that you can actually see the syringe itself. And they also have a pile of just like packs of them. They are all behind a glass case that as soon as you go over, you see a word flash. And he's like, I unlocked it for you. Pop it open.
Okay, then I guess I'd pop it open.
Yeah, it pops open. Were you interested in a 5-pack of them, or were you interested in individual syringes?
I'd be fine with the 5-pack.
All right. So you can. Did you want just one of them?
I think I'll go with 2.
I will.
Dante's eyes are heavily dilating as he's just looking at them.
I will say they are 25 gold pieces each. A 5-pack is 100 gold pieces. So basically getting one free. So for 200 gold, you can pick up the 10 of them.
Yes, I'll pay the 200 then.
All right. So you make the exchange, pulling out the 2 trade bars and trading them up. Anything else?
No, that'll be all. Dante,
Yes,
feeling very ashamed, says thank you, but walks out quite sheepishly.
The tiefling the entire time had legs propped up, and it's like, easiest sale. Have a good day. And yeah, so then.
Can I think on if that was a good deal or not?
Oh, you know that place. They have set prices. Like haggling is a bit weird there. They're pretty set in their ways.
You could try, but they're probably just going to say Lamau no with the listed price.
Dante can't.
Which Dante quickly stuffed away the things in his bag before he left the store.
Yep. So, Demare, what was the extra thing you wanted to do?
Oh, yeah, no, I just wanted the stimulants. I was, confirming. Yes, I do, in fact, want those. I'll risk all the complications, such as insomnia, death. Do not operate heavy machinery and shit like that.
So, yeah, you make your way to the exact same store, and the person behind the counter kind of looks up and is like, "Hey, Captain, my captain."
Hey, how's it going, man? Give me your strongest brain stimulants.
Of course. Reaches under the counter. You hear something sliding, a jingle of keys unlocking something, sets it on the counter. And you can see a finely made wooden carved box. And they're just like, they decided to pretty it up just for you. So,
Thank you so very much. You know how to treat someone important right here.
Of course, but it still has the price tag, 500 gold pieces.
Of course. Demir gives him 499 gold pieces.
He kind of, as you're counting it out, because it's really obvious when, you are counting out the 99 instead.
I count out in batches of 10, and in the middle around 300, I'm like, let's see, just Like 10, 10, 9, 10, 10, 10.
They like kind of stone face. They know your ploy, and they after you finish counting it out, they look at you and they're just like, only one this time.
I'm
Very
in a good mood. I
generously.
had a big payday today.
Well, they as you're like, you'd finish it up, you notice that there's a bottle sitting on the counter that is open, and they reach under the table, pull out 3 shot glasses, and pour some drinks for the 3 of you. As obviously Roxy's still there holding you.
Of course.
Not
of course.
intending on letting go anytime soon. They fill up the shots, slide the 2 over to the 2 of you, and raise it up, and they're like, cheers. Good deals.
Cheers.
And longevity. It's not very much a concern for you and Roxy, of course, but, there's people giving some looks. Anyway, taps it on the counter, shoots it back, and this is obviously a dwarven whiskey that you can taste. It's as if your tongue was tasting how good shimmering gold looked. It is a hint of metallic, a little bit of that burn, and you know that this is going to hit your system and immediately inebriate you despite any resistances. But it is, like, even if you slammed half the bottle, there's not going to be a hangover. This is expertly crafted, something that only kings would have.
Now that's the good stuff. Perfect for the future pirate queen.
Of course. Do not forget about this here once you take the throne again.
Oh, of course not. Farewell.
Have a
The
good
nurse
one.
says as she pats Roxy on the shoulder, indicating it's time to go.
Roxy just takes you out, and they go back to propping their feet up on the counter again and continuing to trim their nails with a knife as if nothing weird happened. And was there anything else before everyone returned to the ships? I'll take that as a no.
That's a no.
Yeah,
Can you please leave? Sandra's very uncomfortable here.
Yeah, Nicholas probably wouldn't get anything from here. It's just not something his character would do.
Yeah, there's probably a couple people who were still on the boat the entire time, but so as everyone piles back on, the Demare, it legitimately, you are still in Roxy's arm, singular, and reaching out, just you're sunken in. Like, this is a chair that you have been in for so long that you don't want to move. You're reaching out with your metallic arm as it's slightly less effort, and you start piloting the ship backwards to sail out of the Undercity. And as the ship hits the water again, you're propelled forward in a bit of a faster rate and turn back and hit the main river once again, making your way out towards the lake here. The Lake of Iron. You would estimate it's probably about a day or so before you can completely curve around the Isle of Iron and make your way towards Riverside. And I will say, whoever would spend a sufficient amount of time on the top deck, go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception? That includes me, right?
Yeah, obviously, you're the one at the helm.
Sandra,
I know, I'm just being sure. Wow,
Sandra
I am
spends a
not
lot
wrong.
of time in her room hiding from the golem.
Which one?
The candy
peppermint?
one.
Oh, yeah. What do you got against
The
Peppa?
candy one's the only one that's out. The other ones are scrolls.
They-
Furthermore, she gives you a stern talking to about reckless spending upon you getting back to the ship.
Which Dante is going to partake in the poison candy.
Well,
Sandra does not.
Planning on poisoning people with it, but you can poison yourself if you want.
recommend not eating the poison candy, but... Oh wait, you're not affected by poison. That's
Bingo.
right.
Most poisons.
Yeah, most poisons.
So, Dante, you find that so there's a bunch of different bags that are varieties.
Dante wants to test his limits. And
yeah,
see which ones make him tick.
So there is since like they offloaded as many crates of this as possible, so you have like 10 crates of this candy that the dude couldn't get rid of because it was poison, quote unquote poison.
It was poison, a poisonous candy. Made of poison.
Zach, obviously you also have some non-poison candy that you also bought.
Yeah.
The candy isn't super expensive. It's like 10 copper can get you an entire bag of candy.
It is, however, important to a growing clown's health.
Yes.
So
Candy.
So as you kind of pop them open, you see that there are bags that are variety packs as well as individual bags of different things. And there is one that appears to be a purple candy with a purple lotus inside. And Dante, as you're snacking on it, it has almost like that sour tingle to it, and it tastes weirdly citrusy. And since you're immune to poison, you don't have to roll anything. But I will say, Zach, Dante, and I think Nicholas, you also were interested in the candy but not eating it. You can each.
I was interested in looking at the candy to see
yeah.
what it could contain.
Each of you make a nature check.
A major check?
A nature check.
Oh, a nature check.
Yeah, Zach, because you are a clown and this is kind of falling under your clownish purview, you can make an intelligence-based clownery roll.
All right. You just actually make that roll correctly this
It's
time.
fine.
I'm assuming Nicholas got the 18?
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
put that in.
You
I
rolled
know.
that as the party, so...
I don't know
plus
how.
4.
I actually don't know how I rolled as the party. Oh, wait, yes, I do. I'm in the world map. That's why.
Quick going through, you can see that there are... So, of the varieties, there are a couple that are absolutely safe. There's actually a bag that doesn't have anything on the interior of it, but of the different flavors, there is one flavor that is named Lovely Lotus. And Nicholas, as you pick it out, you kind of remember both the debacle with these candies as well as what this is. This is actually made of a purple strain of nightshade that this would more or less cause someone to have a minor stroke, lose half of their feeling in their face, and sometimes cause some minor respiratory issues. Dante starts munching these down.
Which
and
Dante never mentioned he was immune to poison.
Yeah, Dante, which by the way, depending, Dante, I would assume this probably tastes really good to you because, sour.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you're just kind of like munching down on them, and to Nicholas, this is horrifying. Dante's probably like eating
He's fucking
one-
dead!
eating one or two could cause that, and continuing to eat it would increase the likelihood and severity. He just tossed back like 5 of them, and sure, bit fortuitous, but like if he keeps going, they're like legitimately might lose feeling in the entire half of their body and might stop breathing.
Can I do a check on Dante's species? Because that may be something
yeah.
Nicholas does actually know. Since he's a book nerd.
I'll say, oh gosh, what skill would this be?
It doesn't have to do with my species, though.
Well, he doesn't know that.
I don't actually know that.
I'll say,
Would it be nature check?
yeah, I would assume nature. Yeah, no. If anything, this species and this plant probably would never intertwine, so they would likely be quite susceptible to it.
By all accounts, he should be dead.
Huh. I don't know how you managed to eat all that, Dante, and not.
What? Is Dante still eating? What?
Let's just say those are not exactly good candies, and they'll probably poison you. But I say they do anything on you.
It is a risk I'm willing to take.
Uh,
Dante completely clueless as to exactly what he's eating.
So they, Nicholas, you also see that the apple flavored ones, they have, from what you remember, it did have crushed apple seed in it, which, you know, everyone knows that.
Oh, come on, that takes like 16 apple cores.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't eat an entire bag of the apple seed candy. So
Cyanide.
yay!
Condensed.
Yeah,
It wasn't supposed to be, but they just condensed it so fucking much.
You know, they needed some more apple.
That's like
They weren't
What are we
None
gonna
of
be
these.
doing? Going through like a fucking bandit camp, just sneaking candies in their pockets, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna have this," and then just fucking cyanide poisoning to one guy, a stroke, and another guy. Like,
I mean,
bad day.
yeah, that sounds like something Zach would do.
Okay, we need to establish some ground rules. No biological warfare.
That's like half my spells.
That sounds so
That- that-
boring.
that's
They're not
Yeah,
biological, but
Spells
like
are
definitely life-threatening.
different.
And
yeah, that's
like,
magical warfare. That's not biology.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
magical
okay,
warfare.
but then when they wither away
We got
literally
these
in
from Wizard
minutes and
City. These are
seconds, I
magic
mean,
candies.
totally.
That can kill you. Well,
Still
as far as I
magic.
know of most of us.
Dante eats so much fucking candy that he bites someone and they get poisoned by proxy.
Look, it's okay. Look, magic that causes brain damage and fucking physical injury is fine, therefore let candy happen, okay? It's okay, it's okay.
Hey, don't
I mean, it's
think
not like
about
we're
it.
dominating people's will or something with like fucking,
Brainworms. Is that what
yeah,
you were gonna
brainworm
say?
type spells. That ain't
Nicholas, as you continue, a good amount of these flower petals are either extremely fibrous or legitimately just like not supposed to be eaten, or are medically used to induce diarrhea, like stool softener type. You more or less can,
the sugar-free Reese's.
yeah, basically.
Ah,
The
yes.
Haribo gummy bears.
Eating a bag of sugar-free gummy bears.
Oh
So, Nicholas, you're more or less able to tell everyone and to sort out, like, okay, these don't eat. These, yeah, you can. Obviously, the ones that don't have anything on the inside, which you got, like, 2 crates of those. He probably didn't check all of these, but there are 2 crates worth of regular candy. And when I say crates, I mean like these are like about 30-pound crates of candy. It's a lot. You have, if depending on Zach's consumption of candy, this would still last Zach a while of just the good candy.
Yeah.
The other candy, like,
We had to get all those crates around all the dead dragons.
We could always trick our enemies
Oh,
into eating one of these candies.
No worries. Peppermint is very easily able to move both crates and candy. Like they specifically, once they were on the ship and set them down, you instructed Peppermint to move them, and Peppermint easy enough. Like it's not a problem. Peppermint's life has been moving crates of candy, so this is literally Peppermint's job.
This is quite literally what Peppermint was made for.
During off time when Peppermint doesn't have anything to do, Dante like just, you know, spends time with Peppermint, does like the playful like putting up your dukes, like the playful punches, just interacting with Peppermint in general, just because.
Mm-hmm. But Peppermint plays along. Like it takes Peppermint a bit because, you know, technically not an intelligent golem, but you know, able to take basic commands. So you kind of like teach new commands to this golem of the put up your dukes as you would to a
Playful
pet.
sparring.
Yep. The playful part is something that you also need to teach, because the first time Peppermint just decks you, and Peppermint moves crates for a living. So, like, you, despite your large stature, you stumble back. Like, these golems.
Well, yeah, of course. It's a fucking golem, and Dante's just like, oh hell yeah.
But,
Does mending help Peppermint?
So yes, mending does help Peppermint, but to fix Peppermint, I'll say, because everyone's kind of arcane knowledge, it's not impossible to figure this out. If Peppermint's ever missing any limbs, you have to use candy to repair Peppermint, which, wow, would you look at that? You have crates full of candy that you can't eat.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure we had healthcare for Peppermint.
Yes, Peppermint is important.
Candy healthcare.
Peppermint is my buddy now, and I love Peppermint.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make
Sandra
maybe
is
a sword
noticeably
for
afraid of it.
Peppermint.
Yes.
Oh, Sandra, come on, look at Peppermint. Peppermint's the best. As Dante just starts playing with Peppermint again.
She
Just
is
looks at you
hiding
with the
behind a
like
corner.
the sad painted on eyes.
This looks like a giant monster man of candy. I don't see
The
what's
ca- the ca-
scary
the
about
can-
Or
it.
like literally the
creature
peppermint
stare-
eyes.
The candy creature stares at you blankly because it has no features, but you sense that it is hurt by your fear.
I'm surrounded by freaks, and this is worse.
Oh, come on, it's candy.
Oh,
And it is a very sweet creature.
Is it worse than water, though?
I think
Yes.
it's pretty great.
Is
Wow.
it worse than what?
Water.
Yeah, Sandra's afraid of the water.
Oh yeah.
I'm not afraid of water, I just can't swim.
Yeah, and you've been definitely afraid of getting close to the water because of it. I would
Because
say that's
this
being
water
pretty
is
bad.
afraid.
very deep and it can kill me.
Again,
Tamara
you have me.
approaches.
I could
Still
I
being
could probably carry
towards
two.
Sandra, and
babies.
it's like, Sandra, you're on a boat. Why are you here?
Because
She did want to teleport, probably because
I
she
did
knew
want
that
to
there'd be water.
teleport to Elvania.
Okay,
You
follow-up question.
wanted to take the boat.
Follow-up question. You were on the airship. Isn't that like 10,000 times worse than water?
Yeah,
Those
that
I
in
am
water
way
have a
more afraid
chance.
of terminal velocity than water.
Like, I'm just saying. You might not be able to swim, but I don't think you could really fly.
yeah, I don't think deers
Yeah,
have,
you have a skill
ponds
issue.
have wings.
If
mean,
an airship was
whatever.
crashing, I would just use Featherfall.
Just make a note of not letting you drown, I guess.
Well, say, Sandra, like I said, you are going to be safe so long as I can get to you. All right, I can swim. I could probably carry two of you while I'm swimming.
No,
You'll be
water
fine.
is scarier.
You have interesting fears.
There are megalodons down there.
And Kraken.
What?
Megalodon are. I don't think the water's that
It
deep to
depends
house a
where.
Megalodon.
There are
I
megalodons
mean, there's like
in
the
this
water
world.
that can drown
Canon.
you and stuff.
Can Demir confirm or deny
I mean,
the existence of megalodons?
As world builder,
There's
there are
big ass
megalodons.
sharks.
Canon.
Yeah.
I'm asking if Demir can confirm
There's
it.
no big ass sharks in the fucking river.
There are sea monsters. It's a fantasy world. Canon.
But it's not. There isn't a giant shark in the fucking river.
River shark, megalodon.
I'd be
Canon.
There
very
are river
impressed
sharks,
with
but
Okay,
not
no, I want to push
megalodon
you into the river
size.
now.
Like, you show me a 60-foot fucking shark in the goddamn river.
Drowning is more unpleasant than falling to your death.
I mean, I guess.
No, it
But-
really
No.
isn't.
no, falling to your death would be way more terrifying.
It happens pretty fast depending on how high up you are, and it is instantaneous. Drowning,
Yeah, you have to feel the drowning.
suffocating.
I guess you have a.
Your lungs gotta fill with
There's
water.
something to it.
I guess it depends on how far up.
There are
you're
many
falling.
ghosts who
drowned a
don't
few
like the
times
water.
before. It's just kind of really cold. Your brain shuts out all the feeling.
Actually, shit. Okay, would Zach be able to confirm using their fucking paranormal knowledge that ghosts of drownings are more violent than ghosts of fucking falling to their death?
I mean, when you insta-die as opposed to very traumatically die, you know.
You haven't encountered many ghosts of falling to their death, but drowning ghosts, yeah, they're usually pretty upsetty spaghetti.
Yeah.
It's like, look, one of these leaves ghosts. I'm gonna leave it to the ghosts.
I can't know that
also-
feeling, but I can know the feeling of suffocating, just not with water.
Also, to answer a previous question, Demare, not only can you confirm the existence of megalodons,
I
you've
killed
killed
one?
one. Yeah.
Megalodons aren't that scary. I've killed one.
I mean, it killed a portion of your crew and ate a chunk of your ship, but, you know.
Yeah, but break a few omelets, how it goes.
Yeah.
Break a few omelets to make $1 million.
And kill a
I got the
megalodon, you
place.
know. Anyway, so rewinding a little bit, as everyone gets settled in, deals with their candy situation, enjoys time with
Yes.
Peppa,
Reads book.
I think only Demare and Dante were on the main deck of the ship.
Yes.
Neat.
So, Dante, you kind of squint and you see at Wizard City, there appear to be some things kind of flying around in the air. Kind of around the tower.
Ayo, Demare. You see that?
Why?
You see that up at the tower?
I stare at the tower. Do they look like dragons?
I'll say
Like, that's the
So-
first thing my mind thinks to. Of just like, it's probably fucking dragons.
Well, I'll say go ahead and pull out your spyglass and make another perception check with advantage.
Click, 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 click.
Can I do a perception check?
No, you're on below deck.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're below
Oh.
deck.
Wait, I am?
You pull out the, finally using both hands, you pull out the spyglass, take a look-see, and, oh yeah, no, they're definitely dragons trying to
Currently,
attack
Tamara
us.
has wrapped both of her hooked legs around Roxy so she can lean like closer towards Wizard City, and it's just hanging her entire upper body away from her. And it's just like, yeah, no, those are dragons. Those are dragons.
And you see something that you kind of had heard existed. A dragon tries like hitting the tower, and it hits just a rippling effect of a dome that is magically protecting the city. Obviously, there are aerial wards against creatures such as rocks and dragons. And
Yes, rocks that just fall from the sky.
yeah, and then a couple seconds later, you see a gigantic beam of energy shoot out and absolutely destroy the dragon. It's large enough where Dante, you notice. So like it looks like a tiny speck in the distance, but you see just like a line shoot out, and then the little thing that was assumably a dragon is just gone.
Whoo! Damn, that's some magic.
Well, now it's Dragon.
Was that what happened?
God damn it, Nick.
Demir looks visibly annoyed, not at Sandra's joke, but at the fact that the dragon got killed.
I didn't.
Is there like any
No, it's
audio
me that
effect
made
from
the
the
joke.
laser?
You do notice, Demir, there are a couple of dragons. It destroyed one of them, and another dragon suddenly stops flapping and just starts falling from the sky as if it is frozen in place. Another dragon, it's kind of closer towards the ship, and then you see it turn into a goldfish, and yeah, they're just kind of the wizards are probably having a field day messing with those dragons.
At long last,
You
test
gotta do what
subjects.
wizards do.
Sandra's just busy filling up her private keg.
Sandra, you kind of turn, and that's the telltale sign that there's some dragons. Oh, and there's another laser. Okay, cool, huh?
What the
Bro,
hell
it's
is
like
going on over there?
Dude, it's like
Dragon
fireworks
attack.
out here.
Wait, are we celebrating fireworks?
No.
No, there's dragons.
There's just dragons and shit's happening.
I pull out my spyglass to get a better look.
Yeah, it looks pretty fucking dope.
What the fuck?
Zach
Gotta
will
tell you, wizards
finally
What are
come
they
up to the main
firing?
deck of like,
Or
what is there a
what are
party
they
going
doing?
on or what?
Can I tell what type they are?
There's some wizard shit going on.
I will say, Sandra, make a perception check with advantage because you have a spyglass.
Yes. Pretty
You can
good.
see that there are a variety of dragons. They're it's kind of hard to get some, but you see that there are a mix of both chromatic and metallic dragons. Some of them are fighting each other in the air. The lasers blasting around. Some of them getting polymorphed. Like, at one point, you legitimately see a fireball and a lightning bolt, and just a giant boulder flies through the air at one point, and all kinds of spells. It's like the equivalent of people just kind of throwing whatever trash at someone that they don't like, trying to get them to leave or booing them. And yeah, the wizards are having a field day because every time a dragon attempts to get close, they just hit some force field.
Do I know if dragon attacks are common for Wizard City?
Make a history check.
Would I know?
Also make a history check.
With advantage because it's my favorite enemy?
I
Sure.
feel like that's straight up a thing favorite enemy gives you. Oh.
Yeah,
I mean, it
Not
could.
that great.
I don't
Maybe.
know.
I have no idea.
you don't really pay much attention to Wizard City. It's a place that Sandra necessarily isn't welcome, and
I mean, I've been
Demir.
there.
Can I do a history check?
Okay, but are you a wizard?
I know enough spells to get in. I went to
I mean,
Magic
Nicholas
Cat
is just hella
once.
smart.
Magic Camp? I mean those things for tiny little fucking babies?
I think
No,
I have
Magic
a lot
Cat.
of history. Yeah, plus 12. Let's go.
Magic Hat. It's short for Magic Market. All the wizards come together to sell all their new spells and stuff. They do it twice a year. It's kind of awesome.
So Nicholas, you know that so dragons are naturally attracted to large amounts of wealth, and Arcania, the Wizard City, is a hub of magically enchanted goods and a ton of money and valuables move to and from Wizard City. Like, the reagents, gemstones, etc. Everything is needed in Wizard City, and so dragons, like, they come by fairly frequently. It's not typically, it's kind of like lost wormlings and young dragons trying to, be scourge and make a couple of gold pieces, but the very rare that a adult dragon comes by. Not unheard of, but like it's one of the, like, it'll make the local paper, but if Wizard City reported every time a dragon were to come by, it would be like maybe monthly-ish, but large scale, extremely rare. Adult dragons, pretty rare, but like, this amount that you're seeing, this is probably the most in probably your lifetime. You don't recall ever seeing this many dragons at this time.
I'm willing to bet they're attracted to magic.
This isn't normal.
What, the dragons, or?
Yeah.
From what I know, dragons, they seek knowledge as well as just power, and I think magic has to go along with that. I don't know anything about this. That's just what I would hazard guesses. That's what any, like, stories I've read have said, that they go
probably
after magic.
Gold. They're probably after gold, since those are city
treasure hoards and whatnot, yeah.
I mean, it could be any of the above. It could be anything, honestly. We don't know the intentions of each individual dragon. They can have their own, motives, as far as I'm concerned.
True. Some are also very intelligent, so...
Yeah, there's the ones that... Because each one can have a hoard of something different, whether it be magic, knowledge, riches.
They look like they've got.
I mean, that's what the stories say. You guys might know better than I will. It's not like I was dealing with dragons while I was in the fucking ocean.
Sandra,
I was mainly
the
maybe sea dragons, but not like these dragons.
Sandra, the dragon expert, kind of gives you the old side eye.
I was probably busy robbing graves rather than learning about dragons, so. Yeah.
You grave robber.
It's an internship, okay? It was an internship.
An internship in
Sandra, the lawful good character, gives Zach the old side eye next.
What? They're dead. Oh my god. They usually don't care. Like,
I just
usually.
Like to think it's a fucking internship.
You care about shit when you're dead?
No.
Exactly.
I mean, it depends. Usually, if they're. But, like, by that point, they're already pissed anyway. Or, like, there's some magic bullshit involved. But, like, it's fine. It's, like, they weren't usually using their meat anyway.
Yeah,
and
I mean, what else are they gonna do?
Plus, the guy who wanted the bodies is dead now, so, like...